Hi, and welcome back to With Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody that is hoping you aren't completely over them or ready to walk away. They're saying, please don't go. Won't you wait for me? And they feel terrible. They know that they should not have ghosted you. They know they should have been mature enough to have a direct conversation about how they felt and what they wanted, but instead it feels like they just kind of ran away. And so you might be hearing from somebody that has previously or up until recently been no contact, and they may have an apology for you. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of moonshine time. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you have some nice weather. If you're interested, I do offer personal readings, and my email address is in the description box below. And we're going to start with the pause tarot. What else do we have? Ace of Cups in the reverse. Three of Swords. Well, that's pretty clear. There's a broken heart here. Maybe even more than one, but it started or it originates from somebody who's refused to be honest about how they feel, what they want, and that lack of communication or that lack of being able to give of themselves resulted in losing the person they fell in love with. Hello, Candace. How are you doing? Two of Pentacles, Six of Cups in the reverse, Ten of Cups in the reverse, and the Knight of Cups. So there's something about like a karmic lifestyle or not really wanting to grow up. I've been surrounded by the same group of friends since I was 7, and we don't necessarily encourage each other to change our ways. Or, maybe I was just so focused on making money, or maybe I was even juggling two people at once. This is somebody who's acknowledging that the reason they ghosted was because they felt it was too much work to deal with whatever was the obstacle to your relationship. And so they decided to just not do anything. They decided to ghost. But having not had that contact with you, feeling distant from you, it has made them reconsider. Maybe it's worth it to, make those changes or try to find a way to make a serious offer to this person. They have started to question whether or not they made the right choice because the environment or the community that they're a part of, it's just not really their thing anymore. It's it's leaving a bad taste in their mouth. They're starting to question why they chose this. Nine of Swords, sleeplessness, anxiety. This is like anger at oneself. And the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is the person that they ghosted. So keep in mind that gender doesn't really matter in tarot. This is energy that I'm reading, so this does not have to be a woman. But we have somebody who is really stressing because they know they let a good thing go by ghosting them. It's so funny. I didn't even think of this, but the little, here, I'll hold it here. Little thing that guards the pause tarot as a ghost. Thank you to Peggy. Oh, I'm so glad you did, and I feel that. It's a busy time of year. Queen of Swords in the reverse. And the Emperor. I think we have somebody that had a tendency to lose their temper or pick fights when they felt like somebody was getting too close to them. I'll find something that, I can turn into a problem, or I'll find a reason to push you away. I don't want to do all of that work. So I'll, push the blame elsewhere, or make it seem like, this was never going to work. But the Queen of Swords in the reverse feels to me like that, lacking the courage to say what needed to be said. And they may have felt in the aftermath of that, like, I did exactly what I wanted to. I got what I wanted. And now having time to think about it, it's more remorseful. Hello, Angel. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Seven of Cups and the Hierophant. So yeah, maybe I have some options. Maybe, I thought that I wanted to be more independent. Maybe I thought it was really important for me to have control over my life or not have to consider somebody else's plans or feelings. But the more I think about it, the less I want to have options, the less I want to be single, and the more I want to have something that I can rely on, the more I want to have a serious relationship. And if I have a serious relationship, I know who it is that I want that with. It's that person I ghosted. Oh no. Hashtag regret. Let's see. This is the signs of the times. What else do we have? I'm doing well, thank you. Hello, Elizabeth. We've got number 19, excuse me, which is dice, chance, and then we have the love card, which is a heart balloon, number 8. If that's not clear, we've got the Knight of Cups that was clarified by the Hierophant. I'm willing to take a chance for love. I want something serious with this person. I may end up looking like a total goober for going after them because they may totally not like me right now. But I gotta say something. I gotta make an effort. So this 9 of Swords is, how do I take this chance in love? How do I express these emotions in a way that is taken seriously? Number 3, yield, patience. And number 31, possibility. Now it's less about, I want to be able to have the choices that I want as a single person. And it's turned into, for this Emperor, more so about, what can I do to slow things down and have another opportunity with this Queen of Wands that I can't get over? This person that is the one that got away because I ghosted them. So they're in their head, trying to come up with a plan, trying to come up with a strategy, but it's not a manipulative strategy. I want to talk about like whether or not you actually would consider a relationship. Hello, Vichitata. Hello, King the Eagle. How we doing? Two of Wands. Judgment in the reverse. And the Page of Swords. Yeah, that's what they're worried about. Plans. It's right next to the globe for possibility. I have to come up with a good way to approach this situation because I kind of made a mess of it, because I kind of showed this person that I was indecisive or that I was going to make the wrong choice, that I didn't choose them. How can I make it clear that I'm ready to communicate and be more transparent and that I want something serious when maybe this person doesn't really think of me as a serious person? 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, 4 of Cups in the reverse, and the Knight of Cups is back in the same column. So Knight of Cups, Hierophant, Knight of Cups. Initially, it was maybe just a little bit of a daydream. I thought it would be kind of, interesting, and now it's become more serious. Now it's something I really do want, but I have to make sure that after this falling out or this, I messed up, I wasn't willing to give to that situation. How can I make sure this person doesn't just like reject me or like slam the door in my face right out the gate? How can I make it clear that I'm serious about making an offer? Hello, Joy. How are you doing? Hello, Voyager. What's happening? The Magician, Wheel of Fortune, and the Moon in the reverse. This person's been manifesting this. I don't know if this is necessarily like how they view it, but this is somebody who's been doing what they need to. They've been earning good karma because they've actually like looked within. Okay, so here's why this went off the tracks. Here's why I had to ghost somebody. It's because I've been avoiding this karmic lifestyle or this like community or this, behavior that holds me back. So if I make these changes, if I no longer have those concerns about myself, then could I actually make an offer instead of trying to hide my emotions? Could I actually talk about what I want because I feel better about myself and what I could offer? Three of Swords in the reverse, Empress in the reverse, Eight of Swords. So they identified for themselves what I need to work on before I can like actually be in a relationship. I need to heal from the things that make me afraid to trust or to love somebody, because that puts me in a mental place where I feel like I can't express my emotions, where I feel like I can't trust somebody to be respectful if I share a piece of myself. They've addressed this feminine side of themselves. We all have feminine and masculine within us. This is not saying that a woman had to learn how to love. This is saying I needed to like work on that caring side of myself, that ability to connect to other people. All right, this is the Voyage of the Soul. What else do we have? Hello, Sharon. How are you doing? Oh, I hope you all aren't mad. I moved this painting that used to be on the top shelf there. It's on the wall in case you're, worried about it. It was just like the first thing that would fall over because it doesn't really have like a good way to like stand it up. So don't hate me. But we have indulge, laughter, pleasure, bliss. How did I say ideas? Vacation, escape, and rebel. And intimacy, partnerships, romance, union, and soulmates. So I've been scared of you. I've been terrified of you because I knew that I wanted something serious, because you pulled out something from me emotionally that nobody had been able to previously, and it scared me. So I ran. But if I'm able to actually deal with this fear of emotional intimacy, then I don't have to run away from you. Then I can just like embrace what I found with you instead of trying to pretend that it's not real. Compassion, that's that feminine side. So they're healing this trust issue, this, aversion to, avoidant energy, really, aversion to being somebody's person. And it's because you really changed them. You made them realize something that they had expected to be true, maybe was a little bit harsh. Maybe they needed to kind of change how they viewed people or how they viewed themselves. They love you in a way that scares them, but it also makes them feel like they belong in a way that they didn't really feel before. What's up, Sharon? Hello, how's it going, Peggy? Hello, Key Controller. What's happening? Hello, Jim. How's your day? Emotions. Water, cry, purge. Balancing and releasing. There are things this person needed to release from their past. I think it's probably childhood stuff for the majority of you. And when they addressed that, it made it so that they could actually be open to this connection with you. They're feeling those feelings. I love this. Limitless is right underneath the possibilities card. And because they've done this healing, because they have addressed the insecurities or the emotional block, now they're thinking about all of the happy times they could potentially have with you. They're thinking about what it would be like to live with you, to, spend each day or wake up next to you. All of that like romantic stuff that they kind of felt like they had to prevent themselves from thinking. They're now just like swimming in it, like, oh, hello, emotions. I'm not scared of you anymore. I don't need a floaty. I love swimming, but like floaties are cool. I mean, sometimes you need a break, right? I have somewhere like a big unicorn one, and I've never used it, which is kind of sad. All right, this is the Marigold Tarot. We have the Star in the reverse. Ace of Pentacles or Ace of Rings in the reverse. I know that what I left unhealed, I know that my, trust issues are the reason I ghosted this person. I don't want them to go. And so I have to address those things. I have to bring about some change in terms of how I approach this person because I don't want this Queen of Wands to walk away. Please don't go. Five of Wands and the Two of Wands. So if I don't want to lose this person, if I'm going to fight for this, then I have to have a plan. I have to have a strategy. I have to like back up the things that I say I'm going to do. Like they're getting real with it, right? I can't just talk about things. I can't just like, woe is me. I have to be about it. So they may have found a therapist. They may have been looking up for, some self-help books. Maybe they've got a mentor that they've been a little bit more open with and gotten some good advice from. Hanged Man in the reverse and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. I know I was stubborn. I know that I should have changed my ways earlier. But the important thing is I'm finally admitting to myself that I need to be able to communicate about my emotions and about my relationship if I ever want to have something serious with this Queen of Wands. I do feel like they understand there's also a sacrifice here. For many of you, this person has a close friend or like a sibling, a cousin, somebody like that, that is a horrible influence on them. Emphasis on the first part. Sorry. Just out here calling people garden tools. But this is somebody who's like, you don't want to be in a relationship. That's like so much work. Let's just like go out and party and we can find some people to just like hang out with for a night. It's a bad influence, okay? And this person being in their life, the magician's life, makes it pretty much impossible for them to be serious about a relationship because that friend is like committed to not being committed. So that's why we have this tower, right? You want to have a relationship, you're going to have to keep in mind that there are things that prevent that, right? Things that you need to work with in terms of emotional health, but then also taking a look at your community. Who is it that influences you? Who is it that encourages you to work on yourself versus, who cares about that? So we have the Devil in the reverse, the Three of Rings or the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Fool. I am serious about having a new beginning. I don't want more of the same. I'm sick of that, player lifestyle or the focus on, being single. And I know that this connection, this like friend or this maybe family member, they are a bad influence on me. So if I'm really going to be changing my ways, if I'm really working on this emotional element and wanting to be in a relationship, I can only have this new beginning if I let go of this person that is like intent on keeping me single or making bad choices, right? Six of Cups and the Page of Wands in the reverse. I've been avoiding this conversation for years, they say. I don't want to talk to this person about this because I know it's going to be awful. This person feels like we are the same, but we are not. So I have to explain to this friend, you know, maybe we've had a lot of fun together. Maybe we've known each other for a really long, maybe we went to school. I don't know. But like, we're not the same person. Maybe I don't want to live the way you do. It's going to be difficult because I don't know. For some of you, I'm getting this is like a twin. For others of you, it's just like, we're best friends. We've done this forever. Like nobody comes in between us. They get real threatened when this person has, you know, hung out with the same person multiple times. They're like, well, you like them better than me? You don't want a relationship. Come on. What else do we have? This is the situations deck. Done. Completion. Lesson learned. Bounty hunter. Divine feminine. So now that I have figured out compassion, now that I've figured out how to love somebody, how to be loved, it makes it that much easier for me to walk away from and call it quits on this karmic lifestyle that was very surface level and didn't really offer anything significant or meaningful. I don't want that surface level stuff anymore. I don't want to be like, you know, connecting or with a person for one day. They want to basically flex these new emotional muscles they got. Synchronicities, anxiety, and cleansing, meditation, clearing space, removing negativity. I know what I need to do. I saw the sign. I was a little nervous about it though, because actually having a conversation with this friend that's not a very good influence on me is not going to be fun. It's probably going to be an argument. They're probably going to make fun of me or try to talk me out of it, make it seem like I'm a horrible person. But the thing is, that's what I need to do because I don't want to live this life anymore. That's not who I am. Let's see. This is pretty appropriate. This is the Ghost Tarot. What else do we have? Three of Swords in the reverse and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This is somebody who had a lot of time to address these issues in terms of emotions or compassion, and yet they did very little. And then it's like immersion. I'm going to do everything, and it's been like 7 days. Ripping off that Band-Aid real quick, like, okay, I got to do it. For those of you that love to swim like I do, if I'm like at a hotel or whatever, and they've got like the hot tub pool combo or like whatever, there's just that combo. I love the hot tub, but I also know the best way to get into the pool, at least for me, just jump right in there. Like it's going to be cold. It's going to be awful if you just try to like walk in through the stairs. So like, that's my approach. This is their approach to the healing. It's like, well, I stood by the side of the pool for a little while, think about how cold it was going to be. And then I just jumped in and it was really cold for a second, but I got over it. This person was just like, let's do it all. I just heard Steve Carell go, Kelly Clarkson. So hopefully you know that reference. It was not pleasant, but this person, it's like, let's do it. We're changing. And I don't want it to be like dragged out. So we have Judgment in the reverse. I know that I messed this up before. I really don't have the luxury of time. If I want to do something about this, I have to take action very quickly. With the Three of Wands in the reverse, this person knows that the Queen of Wands does not expect them to make any changes. I expect you to stay ghost, or, you know, if you do come back around, it'll be like another cycle. They want to prove the Queen of Wands wrong, right? I want to surprise you, or I want you to be shocked at how much I've been able to handle. Seven of Wands. Yeah, I had to fight a pretty big battle here. I had a lot that I needed to address, but I did it. What's that song? I think it's Rihanna. Love on the Brain. I feel like there's something like about fire. Oh crap, I can't remember. I love that song too. But it's just like, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I know it's not easy. I know it could take a long time, or I know you probably don't think that I'm going to do it, but here we are. Seven of Wands, Five of Wands. I know I don't have a lot of time. I've got to take care of this now, and I don't want to risk losing you. So we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. And the Four of Wands. I love that Four of Wands because it's like lots of fire energy. We might have somebody that has Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius in their chart, but I feel like this is somebody who has finally cut that person off. That friend who wanted to keep them stagnant or stuck in the same energy, they got the boot. Das Boot. Probably not the one with beer. Maybe. I don't know. If I give you this boot with beer, would you leave me alone? Could you go find a new friend? It might work. Maybe it depends on the quality of the beer. Or the size of the boot. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Empress, and the Ace of Cups in the reverse. I know if I come back around and I'm serious about wanting a relationship with you, I have to make it clear that I am good on my own, that I've worked on the things that I needed to, and that I am serious about choosing you, that I view you as my soulmate, or that I don't want you to be the one that got away. I have to be like serious about it. And I think it's about the choice, right? I know I could be single. I know I could continue to be very independent. But I want you to know that the reason I ran away, or the reason I ghosted you, is because I didn't really know how to love or be loved. So I had to figure that out. That's why I haven't been talking to you. But I don't want you to walk away. I don't want you to leave. I want to apologize for what happened and show you that I've been working on the things that blocked me from being able to actually be a good partner. Eight of Cups in the reverse. And the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. This is like a double, I'm coming back. I'm back, baby. No, this is somebody who wants to show up and impress. When you see me for the first time, I want you to know I've been working on myself. So maybe they've been working on their fitness. Maybe they've been working on their nutrition. Maybe they went and got some new clothes, new boots. This is somebody who wants to make it clear from the get-go, I've been working on myself, and I'm not like that same person that you were dealing with before. Things are different. This is the Love Oracle. What else do we have? Divine, feminine, and shocking. You are going to probably have like a jaw on the floor situation when this person waltzes in, and it's like they speak a new language. Before they couldn't communicate with you because they didn't know how to talk about their emotions. But now they speak your language. Now they know how to say, I fell in love with you. I want a serious relationship with you. Nobody compares. Like, they're going to talk to you in a way where you're like, is this a, where are the cameras? Are you guys playing jokes on me? What's up? You don't talk like that. What changed? I'm so confused. Go with it. You've got discernment. You'll be able to tell if this is not genuine, but I think this is somebody who has genuinely been working on their emotional side. And they have also put somebody in the timeout or no contact zone that has been a problem between the two of you. This person didn't want them in a relationship, and they told them, get them out. Bye. Return, second chance, opportunity, making amends, and stress, turbulence, tension, arguments. That's that Nine of Swords card. I want to come back around. I want to sweep you off your feet, but I know I have to do it in a very good way. I know I have to make it very clear that this is not a game. So they're stressing about it, but I also feel like they have some newfound confidence because they're no longer avoiding things. They have some concrete things to tell this Queen of Wands about what they've been working on. I saw this therapist, or I went and finally had that conversation with my dad, or, I finally worked things out in terms of that friend that wasn't a very good influence on me. You're going to be surprised by at least one of the things this person has done to work on, on their healing. But I feel it's probably more than one thing that will kind of shock you. All right. So with the intuition and perspective card, we also have conflict. Because they've been working on this emotional side, they've gained the ability to have compassion and think about things from your perspective. I understand that that was not the right way to handle things. I know I hurt you, and I'm sorry that I did that. I wasn't really thinking about that back then, but now I do. Now I've, started to actually listen to my intuition and ignore some of that noise out there from other people. I know that we had our differences, or that we had some arguments that were directly tied to or influenced by that friend of mine. So I'm going to have to stay no contact with them. And then I feel like you're going to be like, what? Stay? As in you're already no contact? They're going to do something like, they feel like it's just a little bit nonchalant, like, oh yeah, no, I cut them off. Do you want to see my phone? Blocky, blocky. I think they're going to have a little bit of fun telling you about this friend no longer being their friend, because you're not going to expect that. This is the Path of Shadows. What else? Harpy, a creature of many guises. In storms I soar. Amid virtues and vices, a reflection of life's score. So the friend they've had to cut off is somebody that is capable of wearing many masks, a bit of a shapeshifter, and this is why they've been able to be such an effective block for this person. They're very convincing. Skeleton, a curse of bones, time, and dust, things that were never meant to last. And pumpkin patch, you will only taste the sour if you don't seek the sweet. Share your fruits wisely, lest you sow regrets too deep. So they're starting to understand quality over quantity. They're starting to realize the energy they invite into their life, it impacts them, and they miss the way your energy impacted their life. They want that back instead of what they've been surrounded by due to their choice. So we'll get just a few more from the Hidden Truth. Let's see what we have. Can't remember if it's this one or the other Hidden Truth, but there's one that says, I'm becoming a better person. And I do feel like that's this energy. I admire you. I miss hearing your voice. You let me down. And the card that it hit was the Ace of Cups in the reverse. That's pretty epic. So is you let me down, and then the next card that came out was I won't let you down. Yeah. I know. I let you down in the past. That was then. I'm a different person now. Yeah, they're going to do what they can to show I have been working on the things that caused us troubles in the past. And I needed to recognize that that was a problem. I just don't know if you still have feelings for me. I feel like there's some tension here. Obviously. Okay, hold on. I don't want to fall. All right. This is the Love Tarot. Can I say hello to Illuminati? What's happening? How are you? Hello, Heather. How's your day? I knew it. Others' opinions. I feel bound by my culture and my family's beliefs on how I should live my life. I'm working towards breaking free from limiting myself based on their beliefs. Gaslighting you. I've been lying to and gaslighting you. You weren't crazy. You were right. I just wasn't strong enough to admit it. That's why they ghosted. And then we've got lost. I feel lost without you. You inspire this person. So they feel like when they're around you, they have a clear understanding of where they need to be going in life. My fantasy, you're my fantasy. I have pictures and videos saved of you, and they want you. There's other words on there. I don't feel like saying them, but it's thirsty. They're thirsty for you, okay? Does I want to bang you? All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. They mean the world to me, and the fun comments. And I hope to see you on the next reading. Doodles.